Hi everyone, welcome back.
Nikki, there's one question in the chat about color images. Do you want to address that before we go on?
Right, so for color image adjustment, it's very complicated because we have to deal with red, green, blue channel. And linear adjustment would be, you can try with linear adjustment, but in my personal experience, it doesn't work well most of the time, and we have to apply gamma adjustment. And as long as you are documenting what you did to the raw image, that should be fine. And also, Yoon added some comments about gamma adjustment in the chat. All right. So let's get started with Fiji. And assuming that everybody has Fiji opened on your desktop, and also sample image, that beef sample image, we have 3 sample images. And I just want to start with just sharing PowerPoint slide. So again, I'm going to be presenting this Fiji hands-on session, and you will be available in the chat. And any questions, put them in the chat. And just brief overview of pros and cons of ImageJ Fiji. ImageJ Fiji, they are the same software, free software download available from website. It's good for image processing. You can crop and do the adjustment for brightness and contrast, and also you can do color merging and also 3D rendering if you have 3D image stack. Good for image analysis as well. You can measure length, area, angle, pixel intensity, etc. And you can make movies if you have time-lapse images, and Z-stack, and also co-localization analysis and making montage. The downside of drawback of this image is that it's not suitable for drawing or combining several images. Then you may want to use Photoshop to do that. And outline of this second session, that tools we cover during this session is how to set correct scale of the image, how to rotate and crop the image, how to do brightness and contrast adjustment, how to insert the scale bar, and how to edit 2 color images, add pseudo-colors, and merge them to 1 image. And if you have confocal Z-stack images, how you can remove slices and how you can project all the slices into 1 Z projection image. So first of all, we're gonna use a CM sample image. I just showing you raw image, and we're gonna get to this processed image on the right. So I'm just gonna stop sharing PowerPoint file. And I'm gonna start to share my desktop. Can you see my desktop? So I'm using a Mac, and I'm gonna open Fiji. Is it opening? Okay. My computer is very slow. All right. So the interface of the ImageJ Fiji is very simple. If you are using Windows, it may look a little bit different, but basically it's the same, that you have those tool selection icons. And here you have rectangular selection, oval shape, and line selection. And we also have magnifying glasses if we want to zoom in, zoom out images. Instead, you can use plus minus keys. And this is a hand tool. If we want to drag image to the region of interest, we can use this tool. And also here, additional functions. If you put mouse all over those icons, it's gonna show you what this icon means. And separate from that, if you go to top, there's a file tab to open the image and save image as different format. We recommend to save image as TIFF. Edit and image, we're gonna use this image tab a lot. So here you can see the image type of your image, if it's 8-bit, and if you want to convert from 16-bit to 8-bit, you can do that here. And adjust, under adjust, there's a brightness contrast function. And also color, if you have color images, you can split or merge channels. If you have Z stack, you can add or delete slices, and also you can do Z projection, and you can crop, you can duplicate image, and also transform, you can rotate image. So those image, this under image tab, we're gonna use a lot of functions here. Under process, we're not gonna use those functions during this workshop, so I'm just gonna skip. Analyze, yes, if we want to measure something, we can use this measure function. And we're gonna use a lot today set scale function. And also underneath of tools, there's a ROI manager and scale bar. So we can insert scale bar. And then also we're not gonna go into this during this second session, but there are a lot of plugins when it comes to image analysis. You can use those plugins. You can download additional plugins and also macros. Next session, Jeff and Keegan gonna talk about. So that's another tab. And if you go to help, you can search for, like, just putting keywords for help. Also, you can jump to ImageJ website, and also you can update your version of the ImageJ Fiji by clicking this update. All right, so let's get started with first SEM image sample. So if you go to File and Open, and please select BIF-SEM image1.TIFF file. So file name is BIF line and SEM image1.TIFF. Okay, so this is a raw image. And first of all, when you open the image, if you look at top left corner, there's some information about this image. This image is 5 times 3.75 inches. This information, image size information, is incorrect. The ImageJ has default setting that like it converts automatically, and this information, scale information, has to be corrected. Next to that information is a bracket. It's a pixel resolution information. So this information, number of pixels, those informations are correct. So this image is composed of 2,560 pixels by 1,920 pixels. And as you can see, this image is 8-bit and the size of this file is 4.7 megabyte. So I want to edit this image for publication. First of all, so I have to set the correct scale for this image. To do that, we go to Analyze, Set Scale. So if you click Set Scale, this is the default setting just provided by ImageJ. And we're just gonna convert it to everything is to 111 and pixel. Distance in pixels 1, non-distance 1, pixel aspect ratio 1, and unit of length pixel. And then click OK. Then what you see at the top left corner, the image size information is gone, just showing the pixel information. And now we want to know how many pixels equal to 1 millimeter. And we have scale bar here. So to do that, we go to this area around scale bar. Just if you can click that region. And then press plus key. Is it zooming in for you? The region of the scale bar. So then what you're gonna do is go to tool selection bar and select line tool here. Select line tool. And then you're gonna select, go to scale bar region to draw a line. Am I doing okay? Okay, so once you draw a line equal to 1 millimeter, they're going to analyze and measure. Go to analyze and measure. Then it's gonna give you length of this selected line. It could be around 600 pixels or maybe like range of 550 to 600, I would say. Then go to, again, analyze and set scale. For my measurement, I had 604 pixels equal to 1 millimeter. So you put distances in pixels, how many pixels you measured for 1 millimeter, and known distance you put 1, and pixel aspect ratio 1, and unit of length is millimeter. And then you press OK. I'm not gonna say. Then I just gonna press minus key to zoom out. So can you see the left top corner? There's a new scale. So this is the real image size. We corrected the scale. So first of all, what I want to do is to rotate this image. And to do that, go to Image, Transform, and Rotate. So when you click Rotate, then this slide bar appears, and also grid line, I just put 0 here. And let's click Preview, select Preview. And if you move this angle sliding bar, then yeah, you can see live preview. Yeah. You can put like this, or so you can put like this. And I'm interested in head region. I'm just gonna go back. And I want to crop this image. Then I select this rectangle. Oh, sorry. Okay. I select this rectangular shape to select region of interest. So when I'm moving, selecting the area, so that rectangular, rectangular shape, also it shows width and height of this selected area underneath of tool selection, like window. So I'm kind of checking, okay, I want to make it perfect square. Let's see, 1020 pixels by 1020 pixels. Okay, and then once I select the area for cropping, go to Image and click Crop. Okay, so that's the cropped image. We can check the histogram of this image. So go to Analyze and Histogram. analyze and histogram, then it's gonna show up histogram of this image. So it's an 8-bit image, and the lowest pixel intensity is 61, and maximum is 254. So let's see if we can do brightness and contrast adjustment if it improves the image. So go to image, adjust, and brightness and contrast. Okay, I just have to click the image file to show this histogram. Okay, so this small histogram shows the same as top, and you can use this minimum bar to cover the pixels that have intensity range between 61 and 254. And as long as the minimum pixel intensity is below 61, you can move around. Just by checking images, you can decide how much from which pixel intensity you want to cover. We cannot do, like, for example, like this from 118 to 255 because you are eliminating all the pixels below 118. So we just have to make sure that we are covering between 61 and 254. Okay, so this looks okay to me. Again, here there's an auto button. Once you hit the auto button, you don't know what's going on and you cannot go back. So do not use auto. And also, if you are okay with this adjustment, once you hit apply, you cannot go back. So usually what I would do is actually before going to brightness and contrast adjustment, reset is the initial setting. I just gonna save as just cropped, for example. Save. And then do brightness and contrast. It was around 27. And then apply. Okay. So the histogram got stretched out. And if you click live in a histogram, so yeah, it's showing the live histogram of this image.
Miki, it is a little faster.
Okay. Okay.
So some audience, you lose the how to get the smaller histogram. So can you show
all right.
how to get the histogram?
Okay. So to get histogram, go to analyze and histogram. So this is a histogram of this image. And we want to do brightness and contrast adjustment. We have to go to image, adjust, brightness and contrast. Then small histogram appears. Ooh. And you can move minimum bar to cover the histogram and then hit apply. And I think I already did it for this image. Once it's adjusted, the brightness and contrast image contrast, I usually save as. Or if you can, it doesn't have to be like, BC, brightness contrast adjustment. You can also take a note in a notebook. And last thing we want to do is to insert a scale bar. Go to Analyze, Tools, and Scale Bar. If you click Analyze, Tools, Scale Bar, then this little screen shows up and giving me a default setting. You can see the bottom right corner, it shows 0.13 millimeter scale bar. I want to make it 0.5. You can do 1 millimeter. It's too long, I think. So you can play around. And hiding pixels, right now it says 4, but this is the thickness of scale bar. So if I put 20, then you can see a scale bar is thick. I would say somewhere around 8, maybe. The font size is the font size of this 0.5 millimeter text. You can make it bigger. You can play around. And the color, also the default is white, but if you have whitish image, you can select black. So the scale bar and then text become black color, or you have other choices. I just keep it white. If you want to add background, you can add background underneath of scale bar.
Nikki?
Yep.
There's a couple of people that are getting pixels as the units on their scale bar.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you can go over setting the scale again.
Right.
I think that might be the issue.
Okay. So let's see if you are getting pixels. Can you go to Analyze, Set Scale? And convert this distance in pixels 604 or 605, and then non-distance 1 and unit of length millimeter. So this is the this number is based on measuring the 1 millimeter scale bar, how many pixels are in that distance. Then if you click OK, then you see image size at the top left corner. To insert scale bar, go to Analyze, Tools, Scale Bar.
And there's another question about the length of the scale bar. 0.5 millimeters. This was your choice, right?
Yeah, that's right. So if we click scale bar, we can say 0.2, 0.5. Yeah, we can choose. So height in pixels, this is the thickness of the scale bar. I just put, 8. Font size 20. So color is white. None for background. Location of scale bar, we can also select if region of interest is close to the lower right, you can move the scale bar in a different location. And there's several options here. You can bold text, or this is default setting. You can also hide text. You have to remember what this scale bar means. And deselect overlay if you want to embed scale bar in the image. And once you hit OK, then you will get scale bar with image, scale bar embedded in the image. Or you can, put text. Well, I will hide text. Then hit OK. Then I will save this image.
Mickey, there's a question about the overlay.
Overlay, yeah.
Scale bar.
Okay, so this one is deselected overlay. I have to go back to, because I wanted to show you differences between overlay and without overlay. So I have to go to open, cropped PC. So this one doesn't have scale bar. Okay, let's go to analyze, tools, and scale bar. Okay, so if I click overlay and OK, I'm just gonna save. I'm not using the Fiji to open those images, just using preview. And can you see? So the first one, I deselected overlay and the scale bar is embedded in the image. It's saved with image. And if the overlay is selected in a Fiji ImageJ, the scale bar is there. But when you open the image using different software, then you don't see scale bar information. So the scale bar is not embedded in the image. So again, so sometimes I do dragging the image. I'm just gonna do nice way. All right. So when you insert scale bar, please make sure go to analyze tools and scale bar that you deselect overlay, because I think the default setting is like this: bold text checked and overlay checked. But yeah, if you want to embed scale bar in the image, deselect overlay option. Okay, so is it okay to move on to color image? So this time, I want you to close all the images and go to File and Open. And please select this BIF 2-channel image.zbi. And open. So this file is not TIFF, it has metadata, and the image was taken by Zeiss microscope, so the extension, file extension has ZBI. So when you click open, these bioformats import options appear. And it's asking how you want the images to show up. Do you need metadata as well as image? And usually there are like default settings in a Fiji ImageJ, but I want you to choose here, view stack with hyperstack. And if you just, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And if you move the mouse over those each option, on the right-hand side, it shows up information like what it means. So just data set organization, I'm not gonna select anything. But for color options, please choose color mode default and auto scale, select auto scale. And also select display metadata.
There's a few people that aren't getting the file to open.
Already.
So I guess we could say that if you're using ImageJ rather than Fiji, it may not have bioformats. That could be one problem.
Right. Yeah, because ImageJ, I think we have to download as plugins for bioformats. Yeah.
So another way to perhaps use the bioformat importer is to access it through the plugin menu. Right?
Yeah, right. So if you go to plugins and bioformats and go to bioformats importer. If you are using Fiji, if you just go file and open, and this bioformats importer screen appears. Oh, is it? Okay. So if I select this, yeah.
Okay, there's some confirmation in the chat that that worked.
Okay. All right. Okay, so make sure that you select hyperstack, view stack with hyperstack, color option default, auto scale selected, and display metadata selected. Also, you can play around with those options after the workshop. So if you press OK, then metadata shows up. That's great. It has all the information, what kind of camera used and objective lens, and also filter cubes are used because this is 2-color image. So I'm just gonna minimize metadata. So this image, when you look at top left corner, it says 1/2 and C1/2. C stands for channel. And 1/2 means this image has 2 channel images. And now it's channel 1 is selected. And if you go to bottom of the image, you can see C, and there's a sliding bar. And if you click second one, you can go back and forth, first channel and second channel. So this is the hand section of plant stem. And I took an image on the bright field, and I took image using UV excitation. And to see the localization of lignin autofluorescence, I wanted to see where the lignins are located in this cross section. And I want to overlay those two images. So how we do that? And I just gonna skip the set scale and also brightness and contrast adjustment.
Miki, somebody cannot open it, just a dark blank one. So can you help to again to open it? Yeah.
All right. Just make sure when you open the image, this color option auto scale is selected. Otherwise, the images appeared black. So first of all, this is a stack of image. We can separate those two images as two separate images. Go to image, color, and split channels.
You have 3 minutes.
Okay. Okay, so split channels. And when you do brightness and contrast adjustment, you want to apply adjustment for each image. So it's better to work on it individually. And other thing I wanted to show you is to put pseudo-color. Now it's the channel 2 showing blue color, but blue is usually kind of dark, that it's sometimes difficult to differentiate between blue and black. So to change the color, you can do that easily. If you go to selection tool here and LUT lookup tables, and you can select, for example, yellow, then blue becomes yellow. If you go to lookup table, cyan, it's very easy to change the color. And if you want to merge those two images, go to image, again, color, and merge channels. Then this screen shows up. You can assign, well, I don't want red, I don't want green, but channel 1 would be gray, channel 2 would be cyan. Then I usually keep source images and create composite. And if the source image had a blue, and ignore source lookup tables, just click everything and then press OK. Then you have this composite. But this composite is not perfectly merged. And to merge those two images, go to adjust, color, and stack to RGB. Then this is the final image that you can use for publication. Well, I skip some of the that requires the brightness and contrast adjustment. And also we didn't do setting scale, but this is how you do with the color image, 2-channel images, and sometimes 3-4 channels. So
can you repeat again the merge part?
Okay, so we did I? So let's say we have 2 images. To merge image, go to image, color, merge channels. And then you select, well, I don't want red, I don't want green. Oh, because I have multiple images open. Channel 1 as gray, channel 2 as cyan. And select all those options and OK. And you get this composite image. This has the slide bar at the bottom. As long as you open this file on the Fiji ImageJ, you can see those bars. But if you open this image using different software, you're not gonna see this composite. So we have to merge them into one image. Go to image, color, stack to RGB. So if you hit stack to RGB, this is the final image. And remember, save as TIFF. All right. I couldn't cover that stack. We gonna distribute the PowerPoint slide that explains step by step. So after workshop, we're gonna send out the link to slides. And I'm gonna try to answer questions in the chat during the break. And yeah, next session starts at 3.
I think we can have more. Like if somebody cannot follow last part.
Like tutorial session, additional tutorial session on another day.
If someone is not following for the merging channel, in the case we helping during.
Oh yeah.
So let us know.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You can send message to you. Then we can do the follow-up session.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a question for the JustTech.
Okay. Yeah, for that projection, we didn't go over, but yeah, there are maximum projection, some projection, average, and yeah, there are different options. And because we didn't cover during the session, I don't want to mention a lot of things. But you can try each of them to see which one you want to present. And typically, if you have a lot of noise in the image, the average projection works good. if you have dim samples, maximum projection or some projection works good. So you have to try out with your image. So next question, is there a way to include a scale bar for the previous image? Previous image means is the 2-channel image?
Just that.
Oh, Z-stack. Z-stack image. Let me open Z-stack image. Oh yeah. So this Z-stack image has already embedded information for the scale. So we don't have to set the scale like 1 pixel equal to 1 pixel. If we go to analyze and set scale, it's already there. I mean, we can, oh, sorry, I'm gonna screen share. So this is a Z-stack image, and it shows up 142.86 microns equal to 1024. And most of the recent microscopy software has already embedded information in the metadata for the scale conversion. So we don't have to do like set scale. But if you go to analyze and set scale, let's say distance in pixels. Also, yeah, this image doesn't come with the metadata, but I know this one, 1024 pixels. No, sorry, I'm putting wrong. 1024 pixels equal to 142.86 microns. Stop sharing. The pseudo-coloring only be applicable to file types like the VI. No, it is applicable to all types of file, but the recommended one is TIFF. And yeah, if you have raw data coming from the microscopy software, it has extensions ZVI or LSM. Depends which vendors microscope you are using. Olympus is ORF, was it? Yeah, there are different extensions. Yeah, ORF. So, but then, yeah, the pseudo-color is applied to all types of image file.
Okay, almost 3.
Thank you, everyone.